Have you ever felt that rush of adrenaline rush over your body as if an unstoppable wave? It's as if you've been awakened into a time where nothing else matters but that moment. Well, for me, that's the feeling I get when stepping onto a rugby field. All you hear is the echoing of voices of your past game, of the cheers, of your final victory against the state's best high school team. My whole life I've been involved in sports, like baseball, soccer, karate, basketball, track and volleyball, and even swim. But none of them really suited my aggressive attitude and competitive state of mind until my freshman year of high school, when I discovered something new. I was walking along the field in my high school when I heard yelling and cheering in the distance. I was curious as to what this event was taking place, and I headed in that general direction. When I found the source of the yelling and cheering, it was not what I had expected. Many girls were throwing huge oblong balls back and forth to each other and tackling one another to the ground with such sheer force. It was the most beautiful sight a sport lover like me had ever seen. I sat and watched for the rest of the game, although I was still unsure as to what it was exactly. A coach named John approached me soon after and asked if I wanted to be a part of the team. My first thought was a definite yes, but what I had said came out differently. I asked, "Does it hurt?" A question this man was not quite looking for. However, he replied, "Well, of course it does. This is rugby, not some silly football game." Later that week, a friend on the rugby team approached me and asked if I would like to come to a practice with her. At first, I didn't, thinking back to the conversation I had had with John. But at the same time, I would rather be playing a sport than doing homework for my high school classes. When we arrived, I took a look around the teammates. They were huge. These girls appeared like modern Spartans. I stared in awe and thought to myself, how I wanted to be like these women. Without a second thought, I signed my name on the team list as soon as it came my way. From that moment on, I was a rugby player. And my bruised legs and beat up arms were a reminder for the next 4 incredible years of my life. We had an amazing 2-hour-long practices. My team bonding events and state finals were the best experience of my life. When I look back on my rugby career, I've come to realize that it was never about winning. It was about how you felt while playing the game. The rough grass beneath my cleats, the hot, crisp air splinting my lungs, and the rugby ball passing through my fingers, and the game day. All put together made me feel like I had the best 4 years of my life. And yes, playing this game hurts. You get thrown on your back or even on your face. Half the time, you want to throw in the towel and just give up. But I always kept going no matter what amount of bruises, bloody noses, or concussions I received. Rugby gave me a feeling like I belonged for the first time in my life, that I will always be where I belong. I wouldn't trade anything in the world for the game of rugby.